So this week when I was having a run at my RC Nitro car, and I was giving a yank to start the car, the string came off. As you can see, came clean off the starter. It's not broken or anything. I think it's just come off the end of the place where it was tied. So I need to put this back. So I'm just going to share the video where I try to put this back. I haven't done it yet. This is my first try, and I'll walk you through what I'm doing step by step. So if it does in any chance your string comes out like this, you can then follow this and just put it back in as well. Hopefully it will help you save a couple of dollars without having to buy a new starter. So this is the pull starter unit. I just took it off. Was like that, with a lock or a piece to hold it in place like this. This was it. This goes into the back of the RC engine like so, and it's held in place by 4 small screws, these small screws that go in here. So if you want to take the starter out, you have to first remove the engine from the car itself. 4 screws at the back here. They should be on the chassis plate of the car. Turn the car upside down, remove the 4 screws, and gently take the engine out. You will have a connector to the throttle carburetor here. Make sure you remove that connection as well, and then the one petrol line here, or the fuel line, the nitro line, and the silencer that comes here. Remove this. Remove the petrol line, remove the connector to the throttle and the 4 screws, and gently move the engine out of it. And this is how it comes up. And once you've done that, remove the 4 screws here and take the starter out like this. It comes along as a full unit. And be careful because this one-way threaded screw, remember the direction that you set it in, right? Mine came this way because it only turns one way. You can turn it this way, as you can see. It turns freely, it's a free wheel, but if you turn it the other way, you can't. It turns the whole engine. This is how the starter, as you pull the string, it turns this to the engine or the crank to get the engine started. So this goes in both ways like this. So just be careful as to which side yours came from. Just be careful because there's a small notch on mine here. I know that this goes this way and it only turns, my string would go this way and was pulled out like this. So just, it comes off easily. If it comes off with your starter unit here, remember the direction that it was in or the way it was fitted. So this is how it goes in here. You can remove this and put it this here. You can keep this here with the engine, keep it aside. So my engine was a VX18, as you can see here, but the starters are the same, almost the same, because I've gone through a couple of videos and it seems that all the starters are the same for almost all the engines out there. So once you get this assembly taken out, this is where the string is attached to, and the string goes around, and from here comes out through the hole here and connects like so. It's like this, yeah. This is how the unit should look like when it's fully done. The string has come out, so I need to start to put this back in here and tighten it up. One thing that you need to be aware of, I can remove this one, but what you see inside here is the spring. This is the spring that when you pull the string out, coils, and then when you release it, it brings the string back in. So if your spring here has come out. There are a couple of other videos around YouTube that shows you how to put the spring back. Luckily my spring has not come out. You could just simply remove this one without pulling the spring out. So all I need to do now is put the string back, get the string here, tie it back, wind it, get it through this one, and then put it back in, connecting the wheel here to the spring. You'll need a couple of tools to get this done. I'll just share what tools I use to get it done. I just put these pieces back to show you how these pieces came together, but I said I'll show you how the tools were I'm using. I have a bent nose plier with a sharp one, which is easier, and I also use this pin. Generally these come with your phone, where you try to, this is your SIM card ejector pin. You can use one of these or something sharper, but I found that this one was useful as well. Not many. So if yours came with this locking mechanism here, all you need to do is just use the pin like this and pop these three edges out. To get the sides out. It does take a bit of a try and error, but ultimately you will get it out. Don't break the notches here, just be careful with that, but it will come out. It is flexible plastic, so you can pull it out easily. As you can see, this piece comes out from here. You need to get it all the way out. If you just give it a push from here, you can pop the piece of plastic out. So this comes out, and then it's the wheel that is inside. If you do have a spring like this, what I also found was that if you can see the circle center here, this one's actually at the middle, right at the center here. So this spring connects to the wheel on this notch, but then it comes through here, and that circular piece, or the small part, is actually in the middle here. So when you put this back together, I have to move this to the middle, like so, and then put this in here, across this, to be here. And I also have to put the string and make sure that the spring here has been wound a bit, so that the string stays tight and does not dangle from the hole here. So I'll show you how this is done. Again, like I said, doing it for the first time. I'll get step by step, we'll get this, and I'll add it to the video. Okay, so we get the string in to the pulley. It has to go by this side. As you can see, there's a groove in here, but even though it holds on this side, you should not get the string onto this side, because this side catches onto the spring, the metal spring across here, and if the string is going across here, it will for sure cut the spring out. So in order for us to get the string, it has to go through these two holes and have a knot inside here. So like previously, to get the string through, you use this pin. Hold it so, then just push the string inside the hole. it through like this and send it back inside the hole here. Done. Nothing on this side. The string cuts across on this side of the groove, and simply the loose end here, just get a knot at the edge. I'm going to put a double knot here just to make sure that I don't lose it again. There we go. Oh, pull it through. Just make sure that the knot sits inside that small valley. Doesn't have to go completely in, but just keep it as much as possible in. That's all. That's it. The string's connected now. This pulley goes in this way, and therefore you'll have to be rolled. When you pull the string, the pulley turns this way, so it has to be rolled in this direction. So on the other end, I removed the knot that was in here and took these two pieces out. So that's the best way of getting this in here into the case, and then getting the string out of this hole here. That's it. The string's out. What I would recommend you do is take these pins and tie it at the end here, so it does not come out. Rather, it does not go back in through the hole. Just one knot is enough. It won't come out again. Now roll this completely in. Right, see there. Cool. Now, this is the trickiest part, is getting the spring to align with this notch here. Spring. Right. Like I said, when I got this round piece on the spring was at the center here, so I have to pull this to the center and pop this screwdriver back in so it fits inside the groove. For that you need the longer of the two. I think I'll have to use this one rather than this one. That's not long enough. So for me to pull the center of this spring to the middle, I'm going to use a sharp screwdriver like this. Should be able to find one easily. And this is how it's supposed to be, in the middle like this. Right, so we need to move this to the middle, hold it and put the pulley inside there. So this is how I'm going to do it. Wind it up as much as possible. Push my screwdriver through this so it pops up like this. And then wind it up to the max. Screwdriver goes through. Hold it like this. And let the edge of the screwdriver go inside the hole there. Make sure it's caught. Press it down. Bring it to the center. Then push the pulley in. Then what you need to do is, while it's in the center, like this, just turn the pulley while pressing down, and it should just pop right in like that. If you just hold it in the center and pull the string out a little bit, and make sure it gets caught on the spring. If you let it go, see that? The spring is caught in the middle and it goes through the groove of the pulley, and that's it. There you go. See that? That's it. So you got the spring inside there. Now let's put the lock back in place. Okay, done. So that's it. That's in place. That part's in place. So the locking mechanism is in place, and that's it. Now we put the pulling handle back in place and put the knot on, and we should be good to go to fix this back onto the engine. Okay, through this hole. There we go. That's that. This has to go through the small hole here. Okay, and it's a bit easier if you use this pin again to get the string through. Oh, that's it. Last one, just put a knot here. If you need to put the knot and you don't have enough length of the string here, just pull it out a bit, that's fine. That will also keep this in tension so that it does not wiggle around when it's driving around. So pull it out a bit, okay, and get the knot done. You will need to go a bit big on this knot. If it's a bit tough to keep wiggling your hand like this, you can actually tie a piece, something here which you can remove later on with like a pencil or something. Just pull it out, get a knot like this, and then your hands will be free. Or what else you could do is you just pull it out like this, do a couple of rounds around your finger, count as much as you can, do a couple of rounds like this, and then your hand would be free to do whatever you need with this one without having to worry about the string trying to go back in. That's it. So I got the knot in here, that's done, and it stays upright like this. If you've done it right, there should be a bit of tightness in the string here, which will then hold it straight like this, and that's it. So you can see that's how the starter works. Now to get this back into the engine, simply put this in here like this. Right. This is the upright position. Align the 4 screws and get the 4 screws in. Don't have to tighten it fully. Get the 4 screws in first. Once you have all 4 screws in proper, then you can give it a good tightening, but don't tighten it too much. You don't want to get the thread to come out. Yep, 3rd one and the 4th one. Once you got all the 4 screws in, give it a bit of a pull, see if it's going in the right direction, and everything's good, everything's okay. So let's give the screws tightening. Voila, that's it. I found that the stone seems to be going through the hole here when I pull it. So I'm just going to make this knot a little bit more larger so it doesn't start creeping through the hole there. And there we go. So I just made the knot a little bit more larger. And now it's sitting right on the top, which means I've got enough tension on this, and I can give it a couple of yanks. It's all good to go. So that's how you get this winding done back, and I hope you've learned something and this is helpful. If you do find it helpful, just give a like. And if you need, please do subscribe as well. I'll be throwing out more videos like this in the near future. All the best.